Welcome to another episode of The Perspective. I'm your host, Brooklyn 80s, back with another good episode for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about a few things. A few players got waived. We're going to talk about it. A few players had some big moments. We're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And you know we got to talk about Gala Barbie setting trends out here. Nobody give her credit when she set trends, though, right? I seen a lot of WNBA players at the Met Gala this year. Nobody give Angel credit when she set the bar, right? But anyway, if this your first time coming across this channel, if this your first time hearing my voice, if you new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk all things women basketball. Make sure you like the page. I appreciate that. The more you guys like the page, the more YouTube puts me in the algorithm. So please make sure you like the page. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the page. I appreciate that. If you're watching this on a playback, make sure you holler at me in the comments as well. Talk to me. I'm gonna talk back. You know what I mean? Show YouTube that you like to engage with my videos. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna have a good show today. We're gonna get into. You look at my notes. I wrote some things down while I was at work earlier. We're gonna get into a couple of the cuts. Some of the cuts I expected. I wasn't surprised about. Some of the cuts were surprising. Some of the cuts might have been beneficial for Chicago. So, hopefully, I don't think it's going to happen. But, backcourt of Harmoni Turner and Haley Van Lith is not that bad to me off the bench. I think that frees up Haley Van Lith to be Haley Van Lith. She could run the point guard, but she don't got to be the point guard 100% of the time. You get an explosive 5'11" guard in the backcourt. I like the way that sound. Maybe you buy out a Mariah Jefferson. Maybe you buy out a Rachel Banham. Now again, Chicago seemed cheap to me, so I doubt we see any buyouts happening. They seem too cheap to do that, but this is what I would like to happen. Issa says, "Hey BK, can't see you." Yeah, that's part of the plan, Issa. See, I learned from my big bro, KSAP. Shout out to Simply Ball Dropping. That YouTube's likes it better, and also new viewers like it better when they see what you're talking about. So that's why sometimes I start off the show with the thumbnail, and I start off the show with showing people. This helps people click on the video. Sometimes we all do it on YouTube. Sometimes we scrolling through, we trying to figure out what to watch. And a lot of times, we looking for something that catch our eye. So this thumbnail, a lot of times I leave my thumbnail up just to catch people's eye. And then, after we start talking, after we start getting a little into a conversation, then I drop it. But I learned that from my big brother KSAP. Shout out to KSAP. Also, shout out to I'm not gonna say his name, but somebody in the industry, let's just say that I talk to sometimes, gave me some advice. When I was starting out doing my videos, I used to have a countdown on my videos, counting down to live stream, and then I would go live, and he was saying that, kind of the same thing. People don't want to see that. People want to see what you're talking about. So now I get right into what I'm talking about, no countdown, and I kind of leave a little picture up so people could if people want the edge and they don't know if they want to watch it or not, I give them something to look at real quick. You know what I'm saying? Plus my voice is sexy. Let people hear my voice for a little while, you know what I mean? I'm just joking on that one. But yeah, we got some interesting things to talk about today. I'm a little disappointed that Chicago Sky didn't cut nobody. I wanted to see the roster kind of get take form, take shape. But this is telling me maybe they don't know who they want to keep. Maybe they still debating it. See, Paige, that's what I'm talking about, Paige. I think Harmoni, listen, sometimes I understand why she didn't fit on the Aces. I don't know if anybody watched those preseason games. She was just playing a little bit of out of control, right? She was playing out of control. She was turning the ball over. She was shooting air balls. And it's not due to her talent. It's more due to she wasn't letting the game come to her. She was playing a little too fast. Whereas a player like Deja Kelly, she was playing more poised. She was hitting big shots, right? She was defending. So even though Deja Kelly didn't get drafted, and that's why Deja Kelly is on my all of them, Deja Kelly and Harmoni Turner are on my thumbnail. But I want to give credit to Deja Kelly, because this is the Deja Kelly I've been looking for all year. I thought I was going to get it in college, but I got it. Ironically, we get it in the pros, and I love it. I've been waiting for a reason to talk about Deja Kelly. So I'm happy she gave me this reason. So we're going to talk about Deja Kelly today. But Harmoni Turner, though, what I saw from Harmoni Turner wasn't a talent issue. The talent is there. In fact, if we being honest, I compare these players a lot. I compare Deja Kelly and Harmoni Turner a lot. Harmoni Turner has the moves. Ironically, she has the moves Deja Kelly don't have, right? Deja Kelly, pretty much her go-to move is that mid-range pull-up shot. And in college, when people decided to stop her, they would just take away that mid-range. And she didn't have a counter to that. So that's going to be her goal, is to create a counter to when people take away her mid-range. I like what she did in that Aces game versus the Mercury, because she did one of the things I said she needs to do, which is don't stop for the midi, just blow past them and go to the basket, right? That's going to set up two options for you. Either you score three, either you get fouled and go to the line, or you could dish it off to the big when they take away that midi, right? So that's one of the things that she could do to take away the defense from taking that shot away. The other thing she could do, I want to give her credit. She not to say she didn't have it before, maybe she always had it, but in that particular game, she had a little step back in the midi. So she was still taking her midi, but she was getting to her step back to get to the midi, which gave her enough space to get it off. So I want to give her credit. Maybe that's something that she went and worked on when she noticed, she was having that issue, because I did see it. She did do like a little pre-draft workout. So maybe that's one of the things she worked on. And if that is one of the things she worked on, I want to give her credit, because one of the things that I hate from women's basketball players, I see this a lot, is they'll show you a lot. They'll always show you what they're working on in practice, but never show it in the game. It's like, yo, if you practice it, bring it into the game. I'm tired of you guys showing me these practice videos of all these moves you can do, and you don't never do it in the game. So if that's one of the things that she worked on, I gotta commend her, because it came in handy in this particular game. And it's not guaranteed yet. She's not on the roster, but it's looking like she's gonna be picked up. And if she is, I'm happy for her. Harmoni Turner, on the other hand, I wanted her on the Aces too, and I'm not, I'm sad she got cut, but I understand why she got cut, and I think she might understand it too. She was playing a little out of control, but again, on for Harmoni Turner, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, because the team, she played for Harvard, and from what I saw from Harvard, they didn't have a lot of good players. Right, she was the only WNBA level player on the team, from what I saw. So on her team, when things wasn't going well, she would have to press and make something happen. She would have to be the one to make something happen. And it seemed like that's what she was trying to do, instead of what she should have did is let the game come to her. If she would have let the game come to her, she wouldn't have made so many mistakes. And that's why I say she'd be a perfect fit for Chicago, because the Aces is trying to win a championship. They trying to get back to championship. Chicago is on that path as well, but we're not there yet. So this is a team where she could work on that poise that she needs, and she'll help us where we need it. Because right now, when I look at Chicago in the first two preseason games, I like what I saw from the starters. It's something missing from the bench. There's something missing. It seems like the offense don't flow as well when the starters sit down. When the starters is out there, it's a lot of even if they missing shots, you see a good ball movement. You see, it's a nice flow, and it seems like they're gonna score. You just had that feeling like, okay, they're gonna score. When I see the bench come in, I don't have that feeling. I kind of question it and be like, well, where's the scoring gonna come from? Right? That's what I start thinking when I watch the bench. And then even in that last game, HVL hit a big shot. She hit a little crossover, shook the girl out her shoes, hit a big shot, and then it seemed like everybody started scoring after that. But before that, it was stagnant. The offense was really stagnant. And I'm like, yo, somebody got to do something. So I feel like a player like Harmony Turner with an HVL makes our defense kind of dynamic. You get what I'm saying? It makes our defense real dynamic. So I kind of like I like that pickup. If Jeff do it, I don't think he's gonna do it though. That's the only thing. I don't think Jeff is gonna be smart enough to do that. Kent Carlson says another race baited. One, you are as it seems. Only care about one race. Yo, these guys is crazy. Anyway, these guys make me laugh every time they try to do something. Only thing Kent telling me right now, people, is he's racist, because that's what they do. They be trying to project their racistness on you. You can't do that, brother. Anyway, Mikachu, what's going on? I see you pulled up with your Knicks hat and real New York flavor tonight. I see you. How's your day going today?
Great. How's your?
Nice. Same thing. Great day. No complaints. Let me shout out ADP, man, because ADP did something I didn't know, and I gotta shout her out. So I have 2 members of my channel so far. I just got monetized like last week or the week before. So so the super chats are starting to come in and things like that. But I also set up my members, and 2 people joined my members. I know about one of them because he did it during my live, so it gave me a little message. So I shouted him out, and that's Brian Allen Hines. Shout out Brian Allen Hines for becoming a member of the channel. And I'm thinking he the first one, but I went and looked at my analytics the other day. It's telling me the first person that became 2 days before Brian Allen Hines even was ADP. ADP is a member of my channel. I didn't even know. Shout out to you, ADP. Listen, to the people that's members, which is I only have 2 right now, ADP and Brian, and people that's want to be future members. Just give me some time. I'm trying to, I'm gonna work on some things. I'm gonna put some things together. I'm gonna try to put together a Discord or maybe a different chat. Y'all tell me if y'all prefer chat. I'm gonna try to put together a chat so that we could discuss things for the show and different things about women's basketball and things of that such. So you guys let me know. Do you prefer Discord? Well, I think Discord they kind of recommend you to do, so we'll see. I don't know, but I'm gonna put that together soon, so bear with me. But shout out to both of you guys for becoming a member of the channel. I want to say thank you. My boy Gamble, 3rd member of the channel. Shout out to Gamble becoming a member of the channel. Right, it's coming through slowly but surely. I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to Gamble, shout out to ADP, shout out to Brian Allen Hines. Those are members of the channel, right? Gina in general says exactly. Dunking in practice, but not in the actual game. Is exactly why they wasting our time. 80. Shout out to Big Girl. Yo, listen, y'all trying to spoil me today. Is it my birthday? Y'all trying to spoil me. But shout out to Big Girl. Hey, Gamble, Big Girl. I appreciate both of you becoming a member of the channel today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Like I said, bear with me. I'm gonna put together some things. I'm still new at this thing, so it's gonna take me some time. But shout out to you guys. Definitely. Big Girl says, "What up, Brooklyn? What's good, Big Girl?" Shout out to you. Eddie B says, "One time for the big girls." ADP says, May can't catch you all the time, but I want to be able to support. Oh, you should say can't catch your lives all the time. Having a membership does that. Hey, I appreciate you. You already know. You already know. I know you too. Like I just gave you credit. You was the first member. We like being heard you. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some. We just gonna talk about current events and women's basketball. Like I said, in fact, let's jump right into the Deja Kelly topic, because I got it queued up on my computer. Let me share it with you guys. Let me share it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like, I don't know how many people saw this preseason game. First of all, this preseason game showed me a lot, right, Mika? It showed me that. Did you see this game?
Nah, I saw the highlights.
You saw the highlights? Yeah. But look at that score, right? This game showed me people sleeping on the Mercury, because whatever young players or not big name players they got over there, they playing hard over there, because as you know, this preseason, so they didn't play the start. They might have played the starters the first half, and then this is all work of people trying to make the team. And I would have expected the Aces to smack them, but nah, this was a tough game right here. So this is telling me that the Mercury gonna be tough to contend with.
That's the vibe I thought they was trying to build over there in Phoenix, because Connecticut was always the worker horse. They make it to the finals and they get beat, or they make a hard run in the playoffs and just can't get over the hump. So a lot of those pieces, went over to Phoenix because, Diana Taurasi was retiring, and like old girl over there in Atlanta was bouncing. So they was like, yo, we got to retool, because Phoenix is one of them staples in the W.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I agree with you. But like I said, a lot of people thought because, they had the big three, but they felt like the rest of the roster wasn't going to be able to compete. I mean, it's only one game in this preseason, so I'm not going to put a lot of stock into it. Again, we got to see it happen over time and see what happens. But this surprised me. The fact that they stood toe-to-toe with the Aces showed me, like, okay, maybe some of them role players is coming, you know what I mean? And then you already know, when you got when you got a leader like Alyssa Thomas, and then obviously, Kai Kopp is a lead as well. And I don't know if much people would say Satsu was a leader, but she's definitely a baller, right?
Yeah.
You got two leaders like that in a baller. They not gonna let you come slacking, right? Plus, and then your girl, listen, I haven't seen her, but I like the way she talking. Like I said, I don't know if you saw that that interview that she did, but Sammy Wickham, man, she was talking, big stuff. Like, yo, listen, I'm the go-to player overseas, right? I'm the go-to player overseas. Over here, I'm gonna have to be a role player. But she said the skills that I have as a go-to player is gonna help me on this team, because I need to be aggressive so it could free up my teammates. I can't just catch the ball and not be aggressive. So I don't know. Maybe we sleeping. Maybe the Mercury got something that we not paying attention to. So we gotta wait and see. So this game showed me. That's one of the games this game showed me. This game also showed me who I think the Ace is gonna keep. I kind of figured they was gonna cut Harmoni. So obviously I'm sad for her about getting cut. But if it's a blessing in disguise for us, I'm happy. Right? We'll see what happens. Again, I don't think Jeff is gonna do it, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice if he did do it. It showed me Deja Kelly has a good possibility of making the roster. I kind of already knew, because of her game and the role that she would need to fill for the Aces, that Aaliyah Knight would make the roster. I think the other person that's gonna make the roster, if they could get three, I'm not sure if they could get three, but I think it's gonna be Crystal Bradford.
Oh, okay.
The broadcast, when I was watching the game, they was speaking real highly of Crystal Bradford. They were saying that she reminds them of Brittany Sykes with her energy, the energy she brings. And it was just, she's like a bigger forward, right? With golf skills. So it was like just certain things she was able to do defensively and offensively. It just made her stand out. So I think those are going to be the three people that stays if they could keep all three. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, Deja Kelly though. I want to say I'm proud of Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly went undrafted. And Deja Kelly was dressed. I don't know if y'all seen. Let me pull it up. I don't know if y'all seen Deja Kelly's draft outfit, but she was dressed, and that's unfortunate. You go to the draft to get drafted, and you sit there and don't get drafted. Let's just y'all can't see it. Pull it up. This is Deja Kelly's draft outfit. She was doing her big one.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna do it. So.
Say that again.
Not to make excuse W. The season is short. It's not like game. Not like you should take any flack for not, making the team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big stars, role playing type stars. They go on draft too. You just gotta put work.
Nah, that's a fact though. But yeah, Deja Kelly was doing her big one at the draft. So I'm happy that she's winning, right? She's winning right now to go from undrafted to get picked up. Look, these her words right here, man. She said it best. I can't say it no better than what she said, man. Delayed, not denied, man. You feel me? Delayed, not denied.
Her
said it best.
Her coach was undrafted.
You already know that. Look, listen. Come on. Look I got the best analyst on my show, man. Say that again. Say that again, Mika.
Her coach was undrafted, and
so she appreciate that. Becky Hammond appreciate the undrafted player that's gonna show up and go to work. Come on, talk about it, Mika. You know what I mean? But so it's great point bringing that up. But yeah, Deja Kelly, bro call. What's up, my brother? Deja Kelly, she's winning right now, and I'm happy to see her winning because, like I said, she went to the draft, dressed to the nines, as you can see, had to sit there, not get drafted, but then they get picked up by they're not the champs. One, a championship caliber team, right? I don't want to disrespect your liberty. Championship caliber team, and possibly, because they didn't make it official yet, but possibly make the roster. And hit a game winner in preseason arrest. So you already had a WNBA moment before the season started.
Hold up, did we just win again?
Don't tell me it happened again because it looked like it wasn't gonna happen. Don't tell me it happened again. If it's not official, don't say it. If it's not official, don't say it.
A win is a win.
It's official. No more time on the clock. No more time on the clock. Huh?
It said end of fourth.
Okay.
It's 91.
Shout out to my guys, man. Listen, I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I'm a New Yorker, so I'm happy for the Knicks, man. I'm happy for them. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Knicks. Look, Taste. Oh man. Yo, listen, I'm gonna bring yo. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it now.
I'm rocking this to work. You can't be supporting too many teams when you work for the city, but I'm rocking.
Listen, I haven't made the announcement yet, and I don't think I'm gonna do it. I know I'm not gonna do it no time soon. Probably the beginning of next season. I'm gonna turn this into a WNBA NBA channel. Right now it's straight women's basketball because I want to learn as much as I can. So I'm focusing on the women's game right now, even though I still love the men's game. I'm focusing on the women's game. And I want to give women, I want to give people who love women's basketball a space. I want them to know that this is space that they could come to, and we're gonna have real good conversation. But I'm adding NBA talk to this at some point. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. That's coming later. Right now, we focusing on women's basketball only. But this is gonna be a basketball channel. I tell people all the time, I'm not a sports fan. I don't like sports. I like basketball. Right? I don't like football. I don't watch football. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch hockey. I don't watch no other sport but basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. So this is gonna be a basketball channel for men's, for NBA, WNBA. I'm gonna try my best. I don't know how well I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try my best to get in tune with what's happening overseas as well. That's gonna be more difficult because that time is different. They on a different time, but I'm gonna try to get in tune with it. Yes, sir. You already know it's all basketball. I'm gonna try to get in tune with it, but definitely, my love is NBA. My love is men's basketball. That's where the love come from. The women's basketball I'm learning. That's why I'm focusing. That's why I put so much focus on it. Like I watch the games. I get the league. I don't even get league pass in the NBA. The funny thing is I bought league pass twice in my life for NBA. And didn't even watch it. That's how I know it's like it's too many games. It's just too many games. I'm not watching all them damn games. So I don't need league pass for NBA. But WNBA, I get the league pass. It's enough games for me to watch, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back to women's basketball. Deja Kelly, like I said, went undrafted, hit the game winner, possibly about to make the roster for a championship caliber team. Like you said, her coach went undrafted, so her coach, you know what I mean? And then she's not undersized like a coach was, because the coach was like 5'5", 5'6". She's 5'8", so she's a little bit taller, but still a smaller guard, right? She's not the 6-foot guard. So small guard with heart, you know what I mean? Got heart, you know what I mean? So I love it. And then I love what Deja Kelly stands for, because she stands for being a beast on the court, right? Being a great player on the court, and having a business off the court. If you understand, she has a podcast called Nilosophy. You know what I mean? Talking about the NIL deals and the business and all that off the court. You get what I'm saying? She has a hand in what you call that work when you like sideline reporter, broadcast, and all that type of stuff. She does that as well. And then she's a brand. She's like one of the more popular faces. You know what I mean? She's another image. And then, as you can see, she part of the Baddie Club, and that's part of the reason why I'm here too. I'm not even gonna lie. The Baddies is part of the reason why I'm here. You get what I'm saying? People like Kent don't understand that. You get what I'm saying? I ain't gonna diss Caitlin right now.
I respect it.
You breaking up. That might be my music. Let me turn the music down a little bit, because it's breaking you up. Matter of fact, I pause it. What you said?
I said I respect your take as long as a lot of y'all keep it tasteful. That's it.
I mean, you know me. I don't. So it's baddies in the league. We know who the baddies are, right? But you got certain people, like, to your point, you got certain people who I don't know, like, they can't separate. Like, all right, so let's use me for an example, right? I know how to keep, like, and this outside of basketball, this is just in general in the, you know what I mean, in the world. I know how to be around a beautiful woman and not lose my cool. You get what I'm saying? Certain people don't know how to do that. Certain people gotta, like, do too much or point out the obvious or be captain out. And that's what I noticed in, like, these WNBA circles a lot. Like, when some of these dudes, I don't know, man. And then also that's another thing that some of the haters try to throw on you. Oh, you an Angel Reese fan? She not going to date you, nigga. I'm here for the basketball. Yes, she's beautiful, but that's not why. Same thing with Deja. Well, again, listen to what you probably wasn't here. I don't know if you was here or how much you heard, but I said this at the beginning of the broadcast. I've been looking for a reason to bring Deja's name up, right? Because I've been looking for her to do something in college, and she really ain't have none of those games. So I haven't talked about it a lot on my channel. But the fact that she just had the little game when it did her thing on the court, we could talk about Deja. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, this is definitely not one of those places where you're gonna, at least not for me, I can't speak for everybody else, where you're gonna have people glazing, over women because they're beautiful or whatever. Nah, but I will say I am here for the baddies though. Shout out to Dejanay Carringtons, shout out to the Angel Reeses, the Deja Kellys, you know what I mean? So on and so forth. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's definitely a new era.
That's a fact.
It was all about the love of the ball, playing ball. You didn't care how you look. You know what I mean?
Right. It was about the love of the game.
Out. And to be a girly girl, like, into the whole presentation, you looked at as you can't ball. Because you worried about breaking your nails and stuff.
Yeah.
I was around that. The late 90s, early 2000s. That was everybody's mindset who actually pulled out.
Yeah,
so
Kent,
I respect y'all.
Hey, Kent, hit the like button, man. Kent, you tried it. Kent tried it, right? He thought we was gonna get upset. He thought he was gonna say, Kent, you love it here. Kent, admit it. Admit it, Kent. You love it here. Yeah, these people is crazy, man. But yeah, moving right along, though. Nah, I mean. Let's jump into this topic right here, right? Mikachu. Let's jump into this topic right here. Mikachu. You mean to tell me Caitlyn Chen is better than Cheyenne Sellers? Y'all got me out here defending Cheyenne Sellers. Y'all got me out here defending Cheyenne Sellers, and I don't mind it because I don't think Cheyenne Sellers is a bad player. I just didn't want her for my sky. But you trying to tell me Natalie Nakase work? That's what we doing. Let's see how many people with these new coaches. Let's see how many of them get the teaspoon treatment.
Woo!
Let's see how many, because that's a decision I don't understand, and I'm a little bit surprised how she don't got more pressure on her for that decision. That's a weird decision. You can't tell me that somebody who was projected to be in the top 5, 6, 7, 8, wherever she was projected at. Caitlyn Chen wasn't even supposed to get drafted. Like she was gonna go undrafted.
Yeah.
And you cut a possible top first round pick. Right? She didn't go in the first round, she went in the second, but I'm talking about a projected first round pick. You cut her and you keep the player that's just because y'all the same nationality, culture. I don't know. I think Caitlyn Chen is Taiwanese. I don't know what Natalie Nakase is. I don't know her nationality, but that's a little crazy to me. And this is no hate to Caitlyn. I'm happy for Caitlyn. This is questioning and decision making of Natalie. I think that's a little wild. Am I off, chat? Talk to me. This thing strike nobody else is wild. You cut Cheyenne Sellers, somebody who was a leader on her team. What you said? What you said, big girl? Brooklyn. Yes. You know exactly what she meant about personality. What she said about personality. Educate me. I ain't hear that. What I heard her say was, Cheyenne did everything we asked her to do and more. But I gotta keep the 12 best players.
And also,
and she said something about talent, like she said something about and I'm paraphrasing here, so bear with me. She said something about not the most talented player. So she's saying that Cheyenne was one of the most talented players on the team, but she said the best fit for her 12 players.
Yeah.
Somebody make this make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Because I know what it looked like to me. And you know I don't sugarcoat shit.
Diane Sellers knows that she's the best on the court. And she showed it. And her personality didn't gel right with what the coach wanted for her locker room. You know what that was.
But why we don't...
You gonna leave a person that typically would have went undrafted on the team just for optics? Come on.
But my thing is, and again, you know I always got to keep it 1,000. Tulip, what's going on, Tulip? You know I always got to keep it 1,000, right? If that was a black coach and a black player, this would be news. This everybody would be like, oh, she's just looking out for her own. But we supposed to just be cool with this. It ain't nobody else gonna say nothing but me. I'm the only one that's gonna speak up.
You guys take it with a grain of salt. It's business, man. Come on.
All right. Mika says it's business. Pro fan says Mika. Listen.
That's all that is. She ain't gel right personality wise with the team that she wants. She wants workhorses, obviously. That's why she left some of these players on that should have been, you know.
You think that? I don't know about if I don't know if I would say it's workhorses. I would say it's international because that's an international ass team. She want the most international team in the league.
But what international players do? They shut their mouth and they do their job.
Okay. Listen. Mika says
that's going to talk because they know they skill set and they know you need them.
Okay.
Just to keep it funky.
Paige says, I don't think you're wrong, Brooklyn. I don't think Natalie likes Cheyenne. We all know why. Tell me why. Paige, why you think she ain't like Cheyenne? Tulip says, I feel like Sellers has long-term knee issues that showed up in a scan. That's why 10 teams said no. No, they said it wasn't an injury. They said it wasn't injury related. So, unless they lying to us, it had nothing to do with a knee. They said she passed the physical. She passed the physical. So we can't blame it on the knee. Gamble says small forward has a big. Are you saying small forward? San Francisco. San Francisco has a big Asian community. I will see if she make the final roster. Yeah, they do have a big Asian community out there. Yo, I'm loving what the Knicks is doing, man. They better take care of business at home, Modi. They better take care of business at home. I agree with that. I think it's racially motivated. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not even mad at it. My thing is, this is what I have a problem with, people. And we gotta keep the same energy across the board. If everybody could do that and say, hey, fuck talent, right? Because that's what she basically said. Fuck talent. I want one of mine on my team. If we all could just do that, I'm cool. Then Kennedy Carter should have a roster spot. But if it's not about that and it's about talent, because this is sports. We just seen this in the NFL draft. That's funny because I wasn't gonna bring it up on my broadcast. I'm like, it's a women's basketball show, but this is a perfect place and time to bring this up. We just seen this in the NFL draft with Shedeur Sanders. That boy shouldn't have been a 5th pick, and I don't even watch football, and I know that. From what they said, he was the 2nd best, if not the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. Right? Top 20. He should have been a top 20 pick. A first round pick. Worst case scenario should have been a second round pick. But because it ain't about talent no more, right? That's crazy. They don't care about, these leagues don't care about having the most talented players in a league. And as fans, we need to step up and say something about that. Because I want to see the most talented people. I don't want to see who you like because of politics. Because I'm going to keep it all the way official. I'm going to keep it all the way real. I like my Chicago Sky team. But they ain't bring nobody better than Kennedy in that door. So essentially, technically, we're worse. Right? Because we could have the same team with Kennedy.
But you can have all the talent in the world if you don't gel in the locker room and on the floor. How we gonna move forward?
I feel you. That's a great point. I like that point. I'm not even gonna challenge your point. I'm not challenging that. You absolutely right. But my problem isn't what you're saying. My problem is people. My problem is people projecting that without letting it happen. So put it to you like this: if I give you a chance, Mika, and you ruin your own chance, that's on you. But if I don't even give you a chance, that's on me. I'm not even giving you a chance to ruin your chance. You get what I'm saying? I'm not even giving you the rope to hang yourself. You get what I'm saying? So that's my point. Yes, you're right. If somebody, case in point is what happened with Gilbert Arenas with the gun situation. I forget the gentleman's name, Crennington or whatever. You was in the locker room. You was in the NBA. You blew your chance, right? By bringing guns and doing too much. That's a situation where somebody ruined their own chance. You gotta eat that. Yeah. But in Kennedy Carter's situation, I understand. Okay, she did this, she did that. To me, it wasn't enough. It's not enough. It's not enough to be like, you're not on the roster, right? Cheyenne Sellers, it's a different issue because I don't think it's a locker room issue. But my point is, she ain't even play a preseason game, Mika. They ain't even play the first preseason game before she got cut. So we couldn't even see what she did on the floor.
I ain't denying it was disrespectful. I'm just saying they don't treat us the same. I'm with you on that. But maybe
your mic sound crazy, by the way, though. I don't know what happened to your mic.
Yo.
Yeah, you sound better now.
On my phone. I'm not denying that it is not racially, in it, but I'm just adding some seasoning to the pot. That personality too.
Yeah. Now that's a fact. You make a good point. I'm not mad at your point. That's why I said I'm not pushing back. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, Mika. That's all. I'm just saying. But let me get to these. Let me get to these comments. Let me see what they talking about in the comments. Tulip says they don't want to expose her medicals as it is. That will affect her hoop prospects. I mean, unless you know something I don't. Okay. I mean, I don't know how much I believe that, but even if that is the case, I mean, the people who need to know anyway. So what they protecting it from the fans? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you telling me that all these people passed on her, all these teams passed on her because of her medicals, who they hiding it from? They already know. And if her medicals was so much a problem, Atlanta just picked her up. So it ain't that much. I don't know. I don't know how much I agree with that, Tulip. I don't think it's medical. I think it's more. If I'm gonna be honest with you, because I critique her game a lot. I think it's more play style. She just don't fit with every team. What every team is trying to do play style wise, she don't fit it. And that's what I was trying to tell you about Chicago. I wasn't saying she's a bad fit. I was saying, a bad player. I was saying she's a bad fit for Chicago. Look at her game. She's in the paint. She'll shoot the ball, but her game is 90% in the paint. That's what she's comfortable at. So if you play, if there's a coach who want to have a a floor spacing behind a 3-point line, because I guarantee you, I'm gonna be honest with you, I guarantee you that's why she got cut from the Valkyrie, because Natalie Nakase just said it. She was like, they was like, oh, your floor spacing, and she was like, yeah, she was like, those 3 players could play together because they all space the floor behind the 3-point line. So that's what she wants. She wants this new, and it ain't news to us. We've seen it. But listen, this is the weird thing. People talk shit, right? Because I never heard. I'm Mika. I'm from the NBA circles. Respectfully, guys, I'm just being honest. In the NBA circles, nobody talk about the WNBA, right? So I never heard the beef, right? But now that I've been here a year or so, and I've been listening to the conversation, a lot of WNBA fans don't like NBA, right? They don't like the NBA, and they don't like a lot of fans on both sides, I would say this, don't like the NBA play style. They don't like the basketball today. They prefer the basketball from the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s. They prefer that ball. I don't know if y'all noticing it, especially with Caitlin Clark as your head in your the new face. Y'all do know y'all moving towards that style of play, right? Look at the coaches they bringing in. Look at the philosophies they implementing. Y'all moving towards analytical 3-point shooting style of plays. This is right now. Y'all have a really good 80s, 90s style of grit and grind. Get the ball into the paint. Get the ball to one of your bigs. Let them work inside. Play inside out. That's women's basketball right now. That was men's basketball back in the day. Everything is moving to a floor spacing, 3-point shooting. Kalia Copper just said it. I don't know if y'all seen her interview. She did hers too, Mika, and she said that she struggled with Nate Tibbetts the first year because he didn't want her to shoot no middies, and she said I lived in the midi, but he told her 3-point line of rim. What that sound like? Houston Rockets, James Harden, 3-point line of rim. So it's like the WNBA fans don't even realize y'all complaining about a style of basketball that y'all slowly going towards. So it's like, what y'all gonna do?
Those type of people is not in my circle, so I don't know what you.
But it's not about But Mika, you talking about the fans that talk like that? I got you. I thought you was talking about play. If you talking about the play style, that's the coaches. Ain't nothing we could do about it, right? It's almost like I could sit here and talk about till I'm blue on the face what the Chicago Sky is gonna do. Jeff gonna do what he want to do at the end of the day. So it's the same. These coaches gonna play no matter how much we love this style of basketball, right? Or we still like it as physical. No matter how much you love it, the coaches is coming in. The coaches that they hiring coaches that's gonna play a more 3-point style of basketball, and it's probably not gonna, it's probably gonna take a few years, but you slowly seeing it. The coach in LA, I think, is like that. The coach in Atlanta is like that. Like I said, the coach in Phoenix is like that. The coaches that they bringing in are coaches that's gonna play that play style. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I can see the similarities because I obviously started out as a fan. In 97, been a WNBA fan, obviously, but I can see where the WNBA is moving towards the more popular market, which is the NBA style, but they had to tweak it because a lot of people's hate towards the W is it's not enticing enough because they can't dunk, so lower the rims. That type of talk is trash. Let's be honest. Is obviously if you see a girl come down the court and start dunking on another female, you're gonna say she's too aggressive. So let's not go down that slippery slope, because the most interesting dunks that I liked back in the day was when Shaq would dunk the ball and, pardon my French, tell dude to, suck it, basically. WWE.
Oh, yeah, they talk shit. If the cameras catch it. Sometimes they talk shit.
Shaq got the ball, yamming it in the rim, doing 2-hand dunks, doing 1-hand dunk, and the other hand is, grabbing son's head while he dunking it. Like, come on, let's. Do you really want to see that?
I mean, yes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes.
Exciting to you? See another female do that?
Yes. I'll be honest with you. Yes. B. I think your channel was B Sports Buzz.
Yep.
B Sports Buzz, man. What's going on with you? It's been a little minute. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Nice.
Life, everything. It's take a break for a little while, but I'm back.
Listen, I feel you, man. I've took 2 so far since I started doing this thing. I took 2 because to catch up, you get tired. Definitely catch up to you.
Yeah.
Tulip, really quick. Tulip, I disagree with you. I honestly just don't think she as good as y'all thought she was. I think that's why they passed. I don't think it got nothing to do with her knee. I think her knee is something for the commentators, for us, for the people online to talk about, to give them something to say. I don't think it got nothing. If you could play, you could play. The girl knee is not done. The girl was able to play on her knee. Was she 100% healthy? No. But she was able to play on it. That means her knee is not done. So now I just think she just wasn't as good as everybody said she was, and I think the GMs knew that. Simple as that. And like I said, I think the Valkyrie and listen, the question is, why did you draft her originally? It makes no sense why they drafted her. But I think the problem, and this is with me having no information, this is just me going off of what I think happened. I think the problem with the Valkyrie was the play style that they wanted to play. Her game just don't fit that play style, right? And everything backs that. I thought that was my camera. Everything backs that up. If you look at the numbers on when she scores on the floor, right? If you look at her games, if you watch, that's why I kept trying to tell people. It was funny because I'm looking at her game and I'm looking at the numbers. I had people telling me, "Nah, she shoots." Yeah, she got a decent percentage from 3, but she never shoot that shot. She might shoot 1 or 2 per game. Most of her points come from the paint, right? She like driving to the paint. She like posting up. She like doing that dribble drive to the key, right? That's what she likes, right there. She just did it. That's her favorite move. Well, guess what? Well, if I'm a coach and I don't want to play that way, I want to play 3-point line out spacing. She's gonna be a liability because she's just not great at that. With that said, she's not a bad player. That's why I'm defending her right now. She's not a bad player. I just didn't like her for a fit for my Scott. But I think she can. Though, ironically, to me, one of the teams I would have said she fit on is the Valkyrie. But that's only if the Valkyrie would allow her to be that player that can attack the basket and let everybody else space the floor. But maybe that's not what Natalie wanted. Maybe Natalie wants everybody to space the floor. And if that's what she wants, then she doesn't fit that team. Gamble says, bro, my Raiders had them on Gentry. Fast Sound says Skytown. Let me try to catch up with these comments real quick. Crank That says she's a locker room problem. I think he's talking about Kennedy. Oh, I got a new member, CJ. CJ, appreciate you, man, for becoming a member of the channel. Shout out to CJ. Like I said, I always shout out CJ and give CJ his credit because I got super chats now. So if anybody want to send me a super chat, I appreciate that. But before I had super chats, as y'all can see, my Cash App is up there, my Zelle is up there. CJ sent me like, what was it, CJ? Like 200? I think it was like 200 or $150. He sent me a nice number, B. I appreciate that. So shout out to CJ.
CJ, hey, I need that $150, that 200 right now. I'm trying to pay for a test.
Shout out to CJ. Hey, shout out to CJ, man. CJ a loyal supporter. So hey, CJ, I want to give you another shout out. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to ADP. Big shout out to Gamble. And big shout out to Brian, Hans Allen, and big shout out to Big Girl, all for becoming members of my channel. Shout out to all you guys, man. Like I said, give me a little minute to put some stuff together. I'm new at this, and I'll put some things together for y'all, man. You know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you for that. Try to catch up with some of these comments. Tulip says all 13 teams knew Sellers' knees are cooked, so she slid from 5 to 17, took a chance, but realized her knees are cooked. So she's not cooked. She's on a dream right now. So like you saying the dream took the cook? She not cooked, Tulip. Tulip, cut it out, Tulip. You over here on a perspective now. I don't know what you be talking about on them other channels, but we gonna keep it real over here, Tulip. She not cooked. The girl, trust me. Look, they got me up here to filling Sellers. The girl, she gonna ball, right? She gonna do, and I think she's happy because remember she just got engaged right after the season. Now she's gonna be on the East Coast as opposed to the West Coast. A lot of teams were saying, the Mystics should have picked her up. So obviously, Georgia Amore got hurt. So she could have been a fit there. Plus, she would have been home. But I think Atlanta's not a bad fit. She's not too far from home. Jordan Canada just got hurt today, right? I don't know how long she's gonna be out. Not today. Was it today? It was today. They played earlier. I don't know how long she's gonna be out. So who knows? She might come right in there and have because listen. Before Jordan Canada got there, they had the experiment of what's the girl name B from was it Stanford? Jones. Haley Jones. They was trying Haley Jones as a big point guard. It just ain't work out because I don't think that's Haley Jones' position. I think Haley Jones might be a point forward player maybe, but she's not a point guard. Cheyenne Sellers is a point guard at 6'2". So she might come in there and fit. She might be a blessing in disguise for them. You know what I mean? So who knows? It might be a good fit for her. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. She gonna ball, man. Cheyenne Sellers is a good player, man. She don't space the floor for you. So if that's what you're looking for, she's not gonna fit that team. Paige says that makes sense, Brooklyn. But why? That's what I'm saying, Paige. That's the part I don't understand because you should have known that before you drafted her. So the draft to the waiver, especially before she plays her first preseason game, I could understand if you seen her out there and she just didn't perform, a la Harmony Turner. That'd make sense because to me, Harmony Turner deserves to be on the roster, but she didn't perform, so I could understand why she got cut. If that happened with Cheyenne Sellers, I would understand it. They didn't even get a girl a chance, so something was happening in training camp. Now he ain't like
that was bullshit. Okay. That was bullshit. Natalie, it was BS behind closed doors. Her sister almost came out and said that it was BS behind closed doors. There's nothing wrong with Cheyenne Sellers. She passed the medical. She passed the physical. Natalie said that she was the best rookie out of the ones that she drafted. She picked up everything. She learned everything. She was willing to learn everything, and she was shooting the ball. She just said that it's not about the most talented, but it's about the fit on the team.
Right.
Which I think is BS. Your team is brand new. Y'all haven't played a game. You don't know what fit is. You cut her before y'all played a game. Be for real. You cut her before y'all even touched the court today. Practice is not the same as in-game reps. It's just not. You can practice all you want to against them men half the time. They don't even play y'all for long anyway. They don't even give you real competition anyway. To cut her before the game was BS. And then to come out and feel like you had to make a statement was BS on top of that. When have a GM ever came out and explained why they cut a player? When have a coach ever came out and explained why they cut a player? It's never happened. Ever. I cut you because you didn't fit with my team. That's why I cut you. But she explained herself because she knew it was BS. And the fact that Cheyenne Sellers got picked up the next day shows that she's just not known. People noticed her talent. She got picked up the next day while Jordan Canada was healthy.
It wasn't because Jordan Kennedy got injured or none of that. It was because Atlanta wanted to see what she can do on their team. So that was BS by Natalie. It was BS to draft her, and it was BS to cut her before y'all even played the game.
And then on top of that, it was not only was it BS to draft her and cut her, it's BS to draft her and cut her while you still got Caitlyn Chen on the team.
Yeah.
How the hell did Cheyenne get cut before her? And she wasn't even supposed to get drafted. They did her a solid drafting her. She was going undrafted. That's why I don't. Hey, B, that's wild.
They family locked
and then B, they didn't. I'm surprised that nobody has questioned her. I just watched a press conference of her after the game versus Sparks just to see what the reporters are say. Like somebody had to be like, "Well, Cheyenne," they ain't asked no questions. I'm like,
that's because there's a thin line. There's a thin line. People don't want to cross that line and say that it's because of race or anything.
Yeah, but you know I'm gonna say it.
They don't want to say it.
You know I'm gonna say it. That's why I brought it up. I'm like, yo, this look fishy. This look fishy, B. Because and I'm gonna say what I said a second ago. I'm cool if it's about race, B. If you say, hey, I just want to give one of mine a chance, I'm okay with that as long as it's the same across the board. Don't say nothing when nobody else do it. Because Kennedy deserved to be on a roster.
Mm-hmm.
But she not on a roster right now. And I think part of the reason why Teaspoon got fired was because Teaspoon took her out of purgatory. Because a lot of the new, you know this, B, you and Mika aren't new W fans. Y'all been watching. A lot of the new fans don't know Kennedy been blackballed for like 3 years now. Like, you know what I mean? She like it started in Atlanta, and then she got another chance in LA. No, hold on. It started in Atlanta. No, I don't mean like 3 straight years, but I'm saying like it's been before this season. That's what I should have said. I apologize. But what I'm saying is it started in Atlanta, and then it was in LA. Then it's happening all over again now in Chicago. But a lot of the new fans think, oh, because of her interaction with Caitlyn, that this is why it's happening. No, this predates that. You get what I'm saying now? That this might add on to it. I don't think it helped her what happened with Caitlyn, and then also Marina Mabrey, hitting both of them on the court, and then on top of that, whatever happened in the locker rooms. You know what I mean? So all that stuff, I don't think helped her at all. But it didn't start there. It started 3 years ago. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think Teaspoon got fired because when the GMs wanted her to be out the league for a little while, Teaspoon went and grabbed her up. Mm-hmm. So I think that's part of the reason she got fired. So my point, hold on, I'm gonna land my plane with this, Meek, and you go. The reason why I'm saying I'm cool if it's the same across the board, because that's not what we just saw last year. We just seen a coach get fired for doing a pretty damn good job with a shitty roster. She got fired, right? So I'm just saying, like, are we gonna have the same energy for Natalie now? Because we all know this roster ain't gonna be that good. But I guarantee you, she gonna get a little bit more time than Teaspoon got. You get what I'm saying?
Snapple factory.
I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm just being Captain Obvious. I'm just pointing out the obvious.
That's a Snapple fact. Teaspoon got canned because she's a player's coach. She leads with her heart and she leads with her principles. If she sees something is bullshit, she gonna speak on it. Mm-hmm. And that's why all New Yorkers respect her. Don't
Shout out to you for the 200, CJ. Shout out to you for that.
Don't talk that slide, slick stuff behind my back and then try to tell me you pissing on me and it's raining. Nah, fuck out of here, B. Chen kept her probably because she sees more of herself in I forgot the coach's name. She got kept because
it's Natalie Nakase, if I'm not mistaken. Natalie Nakase.
Natalie kept it because she sees more of herself in Chen, and she likes her play style. Now her play style is, I'm just lucky to be here, so I'm gonna do whatever you say.
You wanna know what's funny though?
That's how I see it.
You wanna know what's funny though? Let's say they kept Cheyenne Sellers, right? Could you imagine that roster with the Cheyenne Sellers, right? The player Oste, if I'm saying her name correctly, right? Because she another about 6 foot wing player, right? He can handle the ball. Similar to she plays similar to Cheyenne. Point guard skill, 6 foot player. And then whoever they may have picked up in next year's draft. This would have been a solid, and then you got Monique Billings on the bench. You got you got Thornton. You got Carlton. I don't know. To me, Cheyenne Sellers fit that roster. I don't really know what the hell Natalie talking about.
Hold up. Somebody said people can't coach. How you get a team that's retooling close to the playoffs and then your star player gets injured and you get knocked out of the playoffs, but you can't coach? What are you talking about? And that was her first year, so you could even give her another year to see if she got something with a team that she wants. Stop it, Bob. I ain't rocking with that.
It was bullshit to me.
Facts. We agree with that. They got me up here defending. You know it was bullshit because I'm defending Cheyenne.
Bullshit.
I'm defending Cheyenne, so you know it was bullshit. What else I wanted to get into? Let's see. Oh yeah. I mean, we kind of already talked about it. B. I kind of already addressed it, B.
What happened?
You know what I'm saying? Coach, what's good, Coach? Hey, I kind of already addressed this, but it might be a blessing in disguise for the Chicago Sky that if they make the right moves, a la buying out a Mariah Jefferson or Rachel Banham, this way we could keep, because I would love to keep Maddie, right, with this roster. So we could keep Maddie. If they buy one of them out, that frees up a roster spot for us to go out and sign a Harmony Turner to go along with an HVL in the backcourt. Because when I watch the Chicago Sky, I really like our starting lineup. I have no issues with it. Everybody fits. I really like what we got. But when that starting lineup hit the bench and I'm watching them bench players, the flow ain't there. And it's like HVL, I like what HVL was bringing me off the bench, but I feel like she needs help. And I feel like, hold on, let me land the plane with this. I feel like to have a 5'11" guard, because we all know HVL 5'7". So to put a 5'11" guard with her that could also handle the ball and score, now it frees HVL up to be her natural position, which is she could be 50% a point guard, 50% a shooting guard. And that'll also allow Harmoni Turner to do the same thing. You don't have to be the point guard 100% of the time, but we need you to make plays for the bench. You know what I mean? Because when Vandersloot is on the court, everything looks smooth. When she sit down, it's a different offense going on out there. So I just think those two players could really solidify our bench and make our bench move like a well-oiled machine.
Okay, so I like Harmony Turner. I don't think she's ready. And this is why I say the WNBA, my idea for the WNBA is to stop hiring those men to be your practice squad and allow some of these girls who can't make the rosters be that practice squad. Because that's a great point. A lot of these girls aren't going to come into the WNBA ready. And that seems to be the only way you can make a roster if you're WNBA ready. So if you can't get a G League, because the G League is too much of an expansion right now, make your G League the practice squad. They get that practice run, you pay them what you paying them in, or something a little bit better because the league is going to grow. and you can keep them around and keep developing them and keep teaching them. And if they're a part of your practice squad and you see something you like, then you can cut somebody on your roster and pick up somebody from the practice squad.
That's what they do in the NFL.
My thing with Harmoni Turner is not ready. And it's not a knock on her game. Her game is okay, but the fact that she played at Harvard is what's holding her back. When she was at Harvard, she was the team. She was the ball handler. She was the scorer. She had to play the defense. She had to do everything. She hasn't played next to great players yet. The Deja Kelly had to play at a Power 5 school. Aaliyah Nye had to play at a Power 5 school. They played next to people who probably could have went into the draft and made a WNBA team. Harmoni Turner played next to nobody who could have went into the draft and played on the WNBA team. So when she was out there on the court for the Aces, her one-on-one ball handling and trying to create her own shot, she don't have to do that anymore. But her brain is not wired to think that way yet. It's just not there to think that way. So she still needs a little bit more development. I wouldn't mind her on the Sky, but I don't think she's ready yet. If you go back and watch the Sky game, I think the Sky has to shorten the rotation. Rachel Banham do not have to play. Mariah Jefferson do not have to play. You need 4 players coming off that bench. Will, Michaela, HBL, and Beck Allen. And that's all. HBL plays well next to Ariel Atkins because Ariel Atkins takes the pressure off of her having to be the ball handler because she can do that. If you go back and watch the Sky game with that second unit in the second half, when HBL started getting the rhythm, look at the player that was next to her. It was Atkins. Atkins was the player that was next to her. Look at the player that was next to her. It was Alex Wilson. Alex Wilson can handle the ball. HBL is not a pure point guard yet, and people think because we say she's not a point guard means that we're knocking her and saying she can never become a point guard. She's still learning. It's only been 2 years. She's still learning. So you have to put someone next to her to relieve that pressure. Rachel Banham not it, because Rachel Banham is not a point guard. So when they're both out there, they're doing the same things. And it's colliding. It's colliding. So now Beck Allen is getting the ball like, okay, now I got to create. That's not even Beck Allen game. Beck Allen is coming off the screens, off the pin downs, hitting jumpers. That's her game. She wants you to set screens for her so she can hit jumpers. Everybody look discombobulated out there. And I think Tyler Marsh is going to figure it out. I don't think it's going to continue to be a 10-woman rotation. I think he's going to knock it down to 8.
No. Yeah.
And I think Flute is going to come out, HVL is going to come in, and Ariel Atkins is going to stay in. And then Flute is going to come back in, Ariel Atkins is going to go out, or Michaela is going to come in, and Ariel Atkins, he's going to find a way to get those people rest. Angel Nim is going to be a 3-woman rotation. Will, Angel, and Camilla. He's going to find a way to get them rest. At some point, Beck Allen is going to be playing the 4, just for a little bit. But he's going to shorten that rotation, and I don't think Rachel Banham is going to play many minutes, or Mariah Jefferson. I would love to buy them out, but it don't look like it. So that's just my opinion.
So I agree with you. As far as the rotation goes, we already know why he's playing everybody. It's because he's trying to see who's going to fit the roster, right? So this is just preseason thing. Once the season starts, it's going to be a shortened rotation. We already know that. He's probably going to play 8 to 9 players. So we already know that. So I agree with you 1,000% on that. To your practice players point, that's a great point. I love the fact that you said that. The funny thing is I came up with a solution too. So I think with your solution and my solution, that'll be great for a lot of these women who don't make the teams, right? So I love your solution about having some of these players as practice players, because that's going to help them do is learn, right? They're going to be able to learn. And then that gives, like you said, when these players get hurt or they need somebody, that gives them a pool of players to pick from. And then with the thing that I said a few lives ago was the WNBA needs its own G League system, right? And what you know about the G League system in the males game is those players don't get the same contracts that the because I know everything's about salary and money. Those players don't get the same contracts that the NBA players do. Those players, they only make enough. It's almost like a 9-to-5 job, right? They still have to work, even though they play on the G League. So my point in saying that is the WNBA wouldn't have to pay girls that much money if they had a G League system. It wasn't like you would have to find another 500,000. You know what I mean? You ain't got to pay them no huge contracts. But that'll give to my point of what you just said, that gives the one that helps the players, because now you getting WNBA coaching and you running WNBA plays. So you learning, you're not playing in college no more. You learning the pro game. And that gives these pro teams a pool of players to pick from when they need somebody. So I actually love your practice.
They got a G League though.
They do?
Yeah, it's called overseas.
That's not. I get it, but that's not the G League.
Well, the problem is what it goes back to. What you're saying is on point, but the problem is, again, with the WNBA, they ain't got the money for something like that.
But that's what I was saying. They don't need a lot of money for something like that. You get what I'm saying? People.
I think they're more apt to do the practice squad, because that's what they do in the NFL. You don't make the team, but you make the practice squad so you can learn the offense, all of that type of stuff. So that's a valid, and that might be something that they bring up in the collective bargaining agreement.
Right. That's, and again, I think that's a great idea. Yeah. But I disagree with you though, Coach. I don't know how much you think the G League is going to cost. Like I said, those players, go look at the G League and the NBA. Those players don't make that much money.
Well, you get what I'm saying? Know that, but what I'm saying is that the WNBA.
Hold on, one at a time.
The WNBA would right now, they would be better off putting that money somewhere else rather than starting.
Okay, I disagree.
League. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at. We see it differently.
I don't.
But hold on,
they're not there yet.
I feel you. But I was also getting to another point. So that's where I agree with you. I agree with you with the practice squad B, and I agree with the rotations. They definitely going to shorten. Where I disagree though is, and we kind of agree because I say the same thing. Only part I disagree with Harmoni Turner is she's not ready. I don't believe that she's not ready. I feel like but where I do agree is that she has room to grow. You get what I'm saying? So to me, room to grow isn't not being ready to play in the W though. And I feel like on a team like the Aces, I understand why she got cut, because the Aces is in a different position than the Sky, right? The Aces in a position to the Aces are in a position to win a championship, right? Mm-hmm. So the Aces is looking for the best people that's gonna be there if they need them at the end of the season, right? For those situations where Deja Kelly kind of showed that she can make big shots in crucial moments, right? Whereas I think the problem with Harmoni Turner was doing was, and I agreed exactly what B was saying, and I said this earlier, because she was on a team where she had to do everything and she didn't have any help, she kind of presses, right? And that's again, that's a mental thing. That's not a hard thing to learn. Basically, all she has to do, she has all the tools, skills, talent, ability. All she has to learn is let the game come to me, opposed to pressing, right? That's a mental thing. So that's why I don't feel like it's a she's not ready issue. I feel like she just needs time to grow and learn. And the only way you learn is having more moments where you could make the wrong decision and then make the right decision. Is that simple? Time on the court. So that's why I think a team like Chicago, coming off the bench, playing behind a player like Sloot, is a perfect fit for her. And not only is it a perfect fit for her, it's a perfect fit for us, because again, when I look at that bench, when I look at our bench, that's a weakness for us. It just seems the offense don't flow the same way it do with the starters, but it makes sense because it ain't a Sloot on the bench. You get what I'm saying? So with Harmoni Turner coming, she's not necessarily a Sloot on the bench, but what she does is what B just said, Avenue Atkins relieves pressure for HVL, right? So she could be a pressure reliever for HVL, and HVL could be a pressure reliever for her, This way now, they can now slowly grow into the players they can be in a W without so much pressure that the ball got to be in my hands and I got to make this decision. So that's why I think a team like Chicago, again, I don't think it's going to happen because of Chicago, right? Because this would means that two things would have to happen. Either they would have to buy out Rachel Banham, or they would have to buy out Mariah Jefferson, which means that they would have to spend some money, which I don't think they're going to want to do. This is Chicago. Or it means that they don't pick up like they cut everybody, right? They don't pick up, because right now we have 2 roster spots. One of them going to HVL. So we have another roster spot available. That means we don't pick up Maddie Turner. We don't pick up any other player in our practice squad, and we go sign Harmony Turner. I said Maddie Turner, Maddie Westbelt, excuse me. They don't pick up Maddie Westbelt, and we go pick up Harmony Turner. They can do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of options that you got because it's still preseason. They still playing with the lineups on what they want to do.
Right.
And that possibility still exists. That they can cut somebody and then bring somebody else that they want to bring in. I love how the how the WNBA, everybody they cut, they put the post up that just says thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love that.
So unfortunately, with the way the Chicago rosters, they can't cut anybody because the people that they will be cutting have so for instance, I think if I go look at it, if I'm not mistaken, they could cut somebody like a Mariah Jefferson, but her contract is guaranteed. So if they cut her, they got to pay her anyway. It's nobody. There you go. It's nobody that they could cut straight out. Right. So that's why I said is they could either just not sign Maddie Westbelt, because Maddie Westbelt is the player that everybody thinking is gonna make the final roster spot. So that's the only other way they could do it without spending no money. I wouldn't be mad at that if they did it. I wouldn't prefer that. I prefer Maddie Westbelt get on a team and they get rid of either Rachel Banham or Mariah Jefferson. But again, that requires them spending money. But that's just something I wanted to touch on in this show. It did, her not making the Aces roster might be a blessing in Chicago Sky's future. But again, that's up to Jeff making some decisions I don't think he's gonna make. Because I think it goes back to our argument about Malaysia Fawali. I think if she has more time, a lot of people don't know about her because she played in Harvard. And because she played in Harvard, is that knock on her of can she do it against these group of people, against this talent, right?
Against better
competition. The only way we're gonna know is if you let her play. And we see
she got to get minutes.
You get what I'm saying? Exactly. If she get minutes, and that's what I'm saying, because the only thing she did wrong, again, coach, if you go watch the game, is like I said, she didn't let the game come to her. So because she was pressing, and this is a higher level, she was turning the ball over. She was shooting air balls. So it just looked bad, right? It was like certain shots, but a player like that, you give him another shot at it, them shots going in now. A lot of people, and again, I'm just using it as an example. I'm not comparing her to Kobe, but a lot of people forget when Kobe was a rookie, and I don't even know if this was his rookie season, but let me just say when he was young, early in his career, he, Kobe wanna take the big shots. Well, he took some big shots. I believe it was against Utah, and I believe he shot some air balls. You get what I'm saying? So my point in saying that is it happens. Like these things, it ain't the end of the world when these things happen, especially if the player got that type of heart and you put them in that situation again. We see what Kobe grown into. You would at this point today, obviously God rest his soul, but if Kobe got a last second shot, you living with that. Get the ball to Kobe, you're gonna live with those results. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We can't just judge a player just off of one bite at the apple, and that bite, they didn't have the best shot at it and say, oh, they not ready yet. Nah, that just might have been a bad game. It happens. You get that player another
picked
shot.
Her up? Atlanta picked her up?
No, she didn't get picked up yet. So the Aces dropped her. If you talking about Cheyenne Sellers,
yeah,
Cheyenne Sellers got dropped by the Valkyrie, and she got picked up by Atlanta.
Okay.
So, yeah,
but Harmony hasn't got picked up yet.
No, but Harmony just got dropped today, a couple hours ago.
Okay, so that gotcha.
But I don't. Even still, she might. We'll see what happens. I think she's gonna get picked up by somebody else, but hopefully Chicago grab her before anything happens.
I was trying to jump in when you was talking about Cheyenne Sellers with the Valkyries.
Jump in now.
Well, the point is, when you're trying to figure out why she was cut, a lot of times it could be as simple as because a coach or a GM doesn't want her. It ain't got nothing to do with the talent. It's all about he pulling the string. So a lot of times it ain't got to have no reason. Because I tell people this all the time. There's plenty of people in the NFL that shouldn't be. And there's plenty of people that should be who aren't. It's the same way in the NBA in every major professional sport. And sometimes it does fall into politics. I thought it was real interesting when you brought up the situation where her just getting married. I didn't realize that. And we still fresh off the whole
not married, engaged.
Yeah. But look at the situation that happened with Kelsey Plum. And that was very public.
What happened? I don't know.
She married the dude that played for the Giants.
Yeah, I know that, but like something happened with that?
When she went out to Vegas, he just decided he didn't want to be married no more.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So it was embarrassing because he just dipped. But you could say, I guess he had the guts to just tell her straight out, like, I don't want this to work. But because they both pro athletes, they had the big wedding and pictures. It was on social media and it was a big to do. And then he cut and run and she just said she was looking stupid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I saw the podcast with both of them on it and all that, but I didn't know.
Yeah, they pumped it up and it was, and then he bounced. He was like, I don't think I want to be married anymore. You in LA and I'm in New York. And we both professional athletes, especially when you talk about dudes. Come on, let's keep it a bean. You know how it is. When you get that type of money walking around New York and come on. So he stepped. But my point is, it was embarrassing. Maybe that's the reason that she thinking about it. I don't know where her fiance from. Is he?
Well, they both played. Only thing I don't know much information either, but I know they both played on that Maryland Terps team.
Okay, so let's just say they're both from the East Coast.
There you go. They both from the East Coast, probably from Maryland, because I believe Cheyenne Sellers is from Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. So, or from that area, and then so her girl probably is from that area too. So yeah.
And let me be honest with you. I've been in camp. I was in camp, and the next day you go to practice and you're like, yo, where your boy at? Yo, man, he packed his stuff up in the middle of the night and he was out. Missed his girlfriend. That is possible. It's possible that she could have went to the coach and said, listen, this ain't working. I don't like being on the West Coast away from my family. Why don't you just cut me now and I'll see what happens. That is a real possibility.
Yeah, so
she's still making NIL money. She ain't missing no meals.
Yeah, she'll be all right. Like I said, I think she's gonna be a good player in the W. I just didn't like her for a fit for my particular team.
Right.
But she's a 6'2" guard that can handle the ball, play defense. So she's valuable. She's just not like, again, if you're looking for a volume 3-point shooter, that's not her game. She's not a volume 3-point shooter. She's a driver. She's a driver of the ball. She's a good passer, so she's gonna drive and kick and stuff like that. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's what she's gonna give you. But if you're looking for somebody that's gonna space the floor and pretty much play that 3-point game, that's not her game. So that's why I think you could absolutely, again, great point, coach, especially you bringing that player's professional perspective. So great point on that. If I had to give my opinion, I think it's simply the play style thing. I think these coaches want to play more of a 3-point line, game, and she's more of a driver. She's more of a mid-range. She's more at the paint. That's more her game. And I just think that play style clash with what you said, coach, what we want as a coach or a GM, the offense we want to run. I just think it wasn't a good fit.
Yeah, he wasn't spending the money.
Yeah.
So because you got to remember it like this, man, because I know we talk about it. I know a lot of Chicago fans don't like Jeff P. And I mean, you're going to get people like that for every organization. But at the end of the day, that GM, he going to shoot his shot. Because if it don't work, he know he out of a job anyway. So he might as well go for it. He might as well roll the dice. Because his ass is on the line. He going to either knock it out of the park or he going to be looking for his next gig. So if that's the case, I might as well make it worth my while. I might as well do it my way rather than I tried it somebody else's way and it didn't work, and that's why I got fired. Then you got the regret and all that stuff. Come on. So you got these GMs in position that say, hey, I got a plan. I think it works, and I'm going to roll with that. If it don't work, then it's on me. But at least I did it my way.
Yeah. Another person I want to bring up is Bree Hall. Bree Hall is somebody I'm not surprised about. So I kind of assumed that the Fever, they also cut somebody else today. I forgot the name of the player, but the Fever they're going with veterans. Yeah. So I kind of already understood that. What I don't understand though is why they even drafted these players. What they should have did was trade the draft picks for some type of asset, unless somebody else draft them. But
I don't listen. That was the education for me last year. Last year was my first year really watching the W. You gotta check out my video on why I started watching the W.
Okay.
I talk about Kelsey Mitchell and all that. But when Daisha Fair got cut, and I was like, didn't they take her in the first round? Because again, I'm NFL.
Yeah.
First rounders, they gonna last
they
about
play.
3-4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, they play. Thanks, CJ.
Yeah, so that was new for me. But they got minimal spots and they got to do what they got to do. So that's not uncommon.
Yeah, it's not uncommon, but as you know, in the NFL, and I come from the NBA, what teams would do is, okay, you take these 2 picks, right? These 2 second rounders I have, and give me a future 2028 second rounder. You get what I'm saying? It's like we just trading assets at that point. This way it's not wasted. This way I'm not just drafting this player to cut him. I give him to you because Minnesota, Mystics, y'all young. You're not gonna be that good. Take these draft picks. I draft mines in the future when I might need a role player or whatever. So, but again, I wasn't surprised with Bree Hall with that one, but a bad move that I think happened was Seattle, and Seattle cut Jordan Hobbs and Madison Connor. So now, if you know anything about Jordan Hobbs and Madison Connor, these are 2 of the most elite shooters that came out of college. Jordan Hobbs is a power forward that could shoot the lights out. Look up Jordan Hobbs' stats, Coach. Jordan Hobbs could shoot the lights out. She just came from your team, Michigan, with Schwartz.
Yeah.
Jordan Hobbs could shoot the lights. In fact, look what she did in the tournament.
She's an Ohio girl too.
Hey, look at her last game versus Indiana State, not Iowa State. Look at what she put up versus Iowa State against Audie Crooks, and that'll tell you the type of player that Seattle just cut. And then they also cut Madison Connor, who also played with Haley Van Lith at TCU, who was one of the best shooters at the 2 guard position in the country. And the reason why I think that was a terrible move is because if you know anything about the Seattle Storm, their biggest Achilles heel is 3-point shooting. And they cut 2 people who could have solved that problem for them. Now, I could understand not necessarily because they heavy at the big position, right? They guards, they could have used Madison Connor because Nika Mueller's hurt and Horston is hurt. So they got 2 players that's out. So I would have thought they would have kept. Yeah, I like Jordan Hobbs too. I would have thought they would have kept. You watching the highlights from that Michigan State? Yo, Jordan went off. I would have thought they would have kept at least Madison Connor. They cut both of them. I said, what are they doing? Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens with them this year. Mika,
she number 10, right?
Yeah. Hey, Mika, we just finished talking about Seattle Storm and them not being able to shoot the ball that well from the perimeter, right? And they just cut 2 of their best shooters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand the thinking there, but we'll see what happens.
I got tired of trying to analyze why teams cut like on top.
You breaking up. Talk more to the mic of your phone, yeah.
I stopped trying to analyze why players get cut a long time ago. I just chalk it up to the W being the W.
Yeah.
It's politics.
Yeah, it's politics. But I don't understand
nasty parts of the game.
Like you were saying earlier, if you got the talent and you love balling, what the fuck a politics got to do with you winning games?
Yeah,
because it ain't. I wish it was that pure.
But look,
it isn't.
Hey, coach, that goes to a conversation we was having. I think it was yesterday, or not yesterday, but my last show, and we was talking about why some fans don't watch pro sports. They prefer to see college sports because they feel like once I think he was on that show, they feel like the professional game is filled with politics. They feel like the professional game, you're gonna have refs cheating for one side or versus the other side. The professional game, like they feel like there's a lot that goes on in the professional game that's not pure, and they feel like college.
If you a college fan, you really can't talk either. So
yeah, I mean, now at this point, the game done changed a little bit. But that's why those people watch. They prefer. They don't like. They prefer to watch. I forget what the name is before you get amateur. I guess you would say they prefer amateur sports opposed to professional sports.
Yeah, but it's just everybody got their own individual bias because the politics in college is just as bad because kids are going to school and they the best player in their state, but don't never touch the field or the court because there's a legacy in there and this somebody's grandfather that got his name on the building, so he's playing instead of the person that should be playing.
Yeah.
So you get politics is everywhere. It's heavy in the college game and it's heavy in the pro game. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
So, it gets diluted now because the way NIL is and the transfer portal and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So now that makes it even worse because nobody's going to stick it out. Nobody's going to wait for their opportunity. Everybody's dipping to where the grass is greener.
Yeah, great point, coach. But yeah, so I don't know. That's those. That's it for me for the people that got cut because there's a bunch of other people that got cut too, but I don't know their names, so respectfully, I don't care. But those particular people I wanted to bring up because, like I said, I felt like those two players could have helped Seattle, for a weakness that they have. And then obviously with Cheyenne Sellers, to me that was more of a talent thing. It's like come out and be honest, because it don't make sense for somebody who was projected to go in the first round, right? Even though she went in the second round, she was projected to go in the first round. She gets cut, but the player that was about to go undrafted is still on that team, and y'all just happen to be the same. y'all from the same. If you muted, if you're talking to us, Mika, y'all happen to be of the same from the same tree.
Talk about Kaylin Chen.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd.
No, I mean let's keep it a beam, man. That's not the first time it's happened. There's a reason why she was the most popular player on the court the other night. When she got the ball in her hands, the crowd went crazy. When she finally scored her first point, the place erupted. But it looked like she was clearly overmatched out there. Mm-hmm. Clearly. So I understand. I think it was you that said earlier, like, how they gonna cut Sellers and then keep Chen? That don't make sense because clearly you know who the better player is.
Right.
So,
but to I'm gonna cut. No. To your point, I'm gonna cut them some slack. They didn't say this, but if I had to assume, sometimes when you want to help a player out, because like you said, maybe Cheyenne preferred to be on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe they had calls of people wanting her. So they said, listen, we know, because she got picked up right away. She wasn't cut very long before Atlanta picked her up. So maybe they knew she had some interest for her and said, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to cut you, right? I'm going to just put out a bullshit statement. Just where you could, be on the East Coast where you come more comfortable with your girl. They need you. You're not gonna get much playing time over here because of yada yada yada. You're probably gonna get more playing time over there anyway. So we'll cut you. So I'm gonna get them some slack. Maybe that's what it was. But still, even with me giving them some slack, I don't care because the optics is the optics, and you kept the player that looked like you. which I'm cool with as long as we do that across the board, coach. That's all I'm saying. When it happens again and this player is picked up because of politic reasons, I want it to be the same silence. I don't want it to be national news, because that's what happens. When it's the people that they don't like doing it, then it's national news, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, keep it the same energy. If I'm cool with Natalie helping out one of her own, she's supposed to do that. We all supposed to do that, right? It's how many Taiwanese people is in the NBA or WNBA? Not that many. So if one works they ass off, and she's another one that came from one of them Ivy League schools, just like how Harmoni Turner. So she went to UConn. You know she's well coached. You know she knows how to play the game. That's why I said I'm not mad if she makes the final roster. She was coached by Gino. So I know she's a smart player. I know she knows how to play the ball. Her talent is her talent. Maybe it ain't much there, right? Maybe she caps out at a certain level. Maybe there's a ceiling there. But as far as IQ, she knows how to play the game, right? She's well coached. So I'm not mad at her sticking.
There's just others that are better. Period.
Right. Exactly. It's others that's definitely better. She's gonna be one of those practice players we talked about. I'm joking, but that's all. I just want to see. I just want to see the same energy kept across the board, because I know how these things go. When you watch, and when you've been around enough and you got enough experience, you're able to see different storylines. And if you swap this out and you swap that in, and the storyline change, I think that's the part I'm really pointing out that I think is corny. Not necessarily that she did it. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking up on it because if somebody else did it, it'll be national news. So I'm keeping it the same energy. Like, what we gonna do?
Brooklyn, have you ever coached?
I never coached. That's not. I would say, you know how everybody got their call on their skill. I don't think my skill would be coaching, but I could help a player out. You get what I'm saying? I could help somebody out, but I don't know if I could coach.
Like not even kids or anything like that.
Nah, like even because, like I said, I never told y'all this, but I used to work in schools, and when I was a teenager, I used to work in schools with younger kids. So even then, I didn't coach them. Like it's just it's not in me to be a coach, but I think I could help. I could teach somebody what I know, if that makes sense. But I can't. I wouldn't. I don't think I'm a coach. I wouldn't be able to.
What about you, Mickey True?
Yeah, I coached D3 basketball. It was after my shooting ended, and just for the love of the game, I just wanted to stick around. My coach at the time, all right, keep you around and help the girls with it, that.
Okay, so you understand my point when I'm saying if you've been in coaching at that level, you know how politics work, and you know things ain't always the way it seems, and it is a very different what's real and what the outside people think sometimes is totally different.
Facts.
And most of the time, us on the outside looking in have no clue and are so far off the mark it's not even funny. So I say that because you look at all the way the situation's going. You look at it, could Cheyenne Sellers, Golden State could have called Atlanta and said, "Hey, we about to make this happen. Are you interested?" Like, you don't know what
around,
you don't know what could have happened behind closed doors. Yeah. So it's, and we're gonna see a lot more of that. And who knows, because everybody named Mama tearing a knee lately. Right. So you don't know how that's gonna manifest, man. So it's still gonna be a lot of opportunities. It's still gonna be some questionable calls, and you're gonna be like, why did they keep that person? Why did they cut her? You kept her, but you ain't want to bring back, like, them conversations are always gonna go.
Facts. So
that's why I didn't even batter down when they was talking about she got cut, but they kept the Asian girl. I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you called it. You said it. In the beginning of the show, Mickey. You said it's business.
Yeah.
She gonna bring people in that. She gonna put butts in seats.
That's what it is. I just wanted to talk about Sonya's Citron getting leveled by
oh yeah.
Where that same energy at?
Man, you know what?
Brittany Griner.
Right. They bullying her. Right?
Yeah,
they bullying her, right?
I remember that bullshit last year, and I was like, and I was coming out as a Caitlin Clark fan, and I was like, ain't nobody bullying that girl. Right. That's a rookie mistake. You got to keep your head on the damn swivel.
Yep.
Because Caitlin Clark last year ran into Brianna Stewart. Bam. You better keep looking. Sonya Citron did the same thing. And guess what? You know, you ran up against a girl that's 6'7" and been in the weight room.
Yeah. The way she hit the ground.
Oof, she
knocked the wind out of.
She was hurt, and you know Brittany was ready for it too. She was
knocked the wind out of.
Yeah, she wasn't ready for that.
Not at all.
That was her welcome to the W moment.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Thank God. Play or nothing.
No. It was a good play. Thank God though. Because like you said, Mika, everybody. Oh, you might have said this, Coach. I forget. One of y'all just said it a few seconds ago. Everybody blowing the knee out and everybody getting hurt right now. Crazy. So I want to say I'm happy that Sonya, a tough girl, man. You know, she's tough. She's gonna keep going. Yeah, she's gonna keep going. Shout out I want to touch on another topic real quick before we move on to our last topic, which is Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles conversation in the hallway. And this is, hey, Coach, this how real I'm gonna keep it, man. Right? Who cares?
Thanks.
Who gives a fuck? Why everybody in these two young girls' business? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. My perspective is a little bit
much
different,
as much about nothing. As much about nothing. No, I saw your perspective, and you had a great perspective. I love what you had to say about it. And you can even, when I finish, you can even give a synopsis of that. But my whole thing is, I'm not. Olivia came out publicly and said, "Yo, it ain't nothing there." Right? Hannah chose not to speak on it at all, and we all know it is over. It's all over, right? It started out with the post that Hannah put out, you know, that had nothing to do with her teammates, but you live and you learn from that. And she said that. She came out and said, I learned from what I put out. It was a post. I don't know if you see any, Coach, but it was shout out to Brian Allen Hines with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, big bro. It was a post put out, something about marriage, gay marriage, and how was it sin.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? She didn't mean to offend nobody, but she, you know, that's her religion. So, but a lot of her teammates obviously are bisexual or lesbian, whatever. So the media took hold of that and they made it what it was, right? They ran with it. She apologized for that, right? Now, I'm sure they, again, behind closed doors, we don't happen. I'm sure as a team, they probably all had a conversation, say, yo, listen, maybe some education happened and say, yo, we all good. And they was cool, right? Now, again, we don't know what happened. It might have been, you know how people are. I might say something to you, but now you're not around. I say something to this person that gets back to you type shit. Because the way it looked, and we could just paraphrase, because we ain't hear nothing, but we could paraphrase. It looked like Hannah was like, yo, why you talking about me to these people? Like, that's kind of how it, that's what it looked like it's being said, right? Like,
especially after they
and it looked like Olivia was like, I ain't say nothing to know where you getting it. That's what it looked like. So again, my point is, that's all they business. Why everybody in the world always wanted, everything ain't for us to know. All we know is it was something. We do know it was something, and we know it was squashed, right? But it's something there between them two it's something there. But I'm saying I'm talking about squash as far as, if you ask me, like, I'm a black man, right? I could tell you whether I think if I speak to a white person, depending on how they talk or different things they say, I could tell you whether I feel like they racist or they're not racist, maybe, but you know, maybe I just don't like how they talk or what they saying, but they're not. I can usually, my point is I could gauge that, right? So same thing with homophobia or homophobic. You could tell in somebody's mannerisms if they hate gay people, if they don't, or if they, you know what I mean? You could tell. And when I look at, there you go. When I look at Hannah, I don't get that. I get people attacking her for her beliefs, but I don't get that she has something against gay people, right? Like this, I haven't heard nothing come out her mouth. Okay, we didn't like a post, whatever, but I haven't heard nothing come out her mouth or her mannerisms to say she's homophobic, is my point. So what I'm saying is, the stuff that people was mad about is much about nothing. You get what I'm saying? Now, do those two individuals got something that they need to work out? Probably. It's probably something there. But I'm saying that part is none of our fucking business.
Yeah, but you can't.
That's between them. You know what I mean?
Let me be honest with you. The type of money that these kids make now, that's out the door, bro. When you make when you in college making millions
on it, coach.
And you a brand, that comes with the territory. It's the same thing you hear me say about the WNBA. When they become mainstream, when these athletes become pay for play, right? You gotta play the game, and the game ain't fair. Right. And this is part of it. So when Hannah stepped to it was all good. They dapped up, and it almost looked like Hannah was like, "What are you doing?" Because it looked like Hannah was kind of stepped to her, and Olivia was like, "What are you doing?" Like, not the place. And the situation must have got heated because you see the security guard, he just kind of came out of nowhere. It was like, yeah, maybe I need to come back here with it. You can finish this conversation back here. So at the end of the day, it's just two young people that, you know, they don't know better. You saw my video, man. I'm like, I get upset because y'all wasting greatness with them two players. Them two players ain't gonna never play together no more. And they had an opportunity to get to the highest level at the collegiate level, and now it's screwed up because you know I'm a former Eagle, so I watched T.O. and Donovan McNabb, and they could have broke records together. So I hate that for them. But when you make that type of money and you in this line of business, it comes with the territory, and they got to get used to it.
Listen, I don't think you're saying anything wrong, Coach. I don't got no pushback on none of that, and that's not even really what I was talking about. I was more talking about people. Again, I'm different. I understand the world is the world, and people care about whatever thing that they think is gonna be, you know, whatever. Oh, it's almost a fight. Oh, you know what I mean? I know people gonna get excited about that. What I'm saying is I'm different. I'm built in a way where I could put my phone down and be okay. You get what I'm saying? Not everybody. Some people gotta have their phone up here 24/7. So my point was saying was, everybody's so worried about what these two women had to say to each other. Who gives a fuck is my point. Why are you so worried about what two people? Everybody's gonna have issues in this world, especially, and you know this more than, well, I ain't gonna say more than me. We both know this equally, Coach, because we both was born in a time, same thing with you, Mika. We all was born in the time before social media exists, before it was cell phones, before all of that. So we know what it's like dealing with people on a level without all this technology. And we know sometimes you're gonna have people that bump heads. You're gonna have friends, brothers. There's people that I could tell you that's like my brother, that my cousins, that we done bump heads, fought before, but I love them niggas to death. My point is, you're gonna have issues with people, and it ain't always everybody business.
Yeah, but I
understand.
We also grew up in the era where your grandmama said, "Mind your own business."
But that's my point. But I do understand that, you know, in this era, and this today, that's difficult for people because they're not used to that. They used to being in everybody's business. My point is, we done heard the story, and we not rehashing it. You know what I mean? Olivia put it to bed a couple weeks ago when she said, "Yo, we don't got no beef. We all good." And they showed you, because even though they had a conversation, like I said, Coach, I don't know if you got brothers or anything like that, but you done play football. So even if you didn't have brothers, you had teammates. Y'all done bump heads before, maybe even fought before, but that don't mean that y'all hate each other. Nah, these two women have something to work out, right? Whatever it is they need to work out, but it's no beef, right? They already came out. And listen, I didn't think they was gonna fight. A lot of people don't have a lot of people not used to confrontation or not used to anything. So they see any littlest thing, kind of what I said about the Caitlin Clark thing, right? A lot of people ain't played sports before, or they never been physical. So they see her get hurt. She's gonna get hurt. Like, it's not that deep. Everything ain't that deep. Did they say
anything? Has anybody come out with comments
after that? No. And that's why I keep saying, and that's my point was, who cares? Because a lot of people want to talk about it now again. They want to start rehashing it. I seeing some people short suck. I need to know what's going on. No, you don't. mind your business. You get what I'm saying? It ain't that deep. Yeah. These are two. To your point, hey coach. To your point, these are two athletes that's gonna make millions. That's making millions. That's both gonna go into the WNBA. Both got bright futures. Mind your fucking business. Yes, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And Mika, you can give your point. Coach, you give your point. That's the end of mine. So that's the end of mine. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So social media is the manifestation of your mama telling you if your friends jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump too?
Exactly. And everything just not your business. Everything we don't need to talk. Come on.
Or it's not that serious.
It ain't that serious. That's my point. Thank you, coach. What you got on this, Mika, so we can move on to Met Gala Barbie.
Oh shit.
I just thought it was much to do about nothing. Like,
talk about it.
What they talking? So what? I just know that it's all about clickbait. They could have been talking about I ordered hot Takis or something, and you fucking ate my chips.
Right. It could have been about anything. Yo, did you? I told you not to eat the. Yo, you know I was saving that.
Much to do about nothing. Wasn't that deep? Come on, stop it. That's all. Oh, now you want? I'm watching TNT. Yo, Penny is ridiculous. Now he wants to throw on that orange. What y'all call that thing in the pocket, the front pocket with your jacket?
Oh, the what you call it? I can't think of a name. Right, handkerchief. What?
Like a hanky? Yeah, the handkerchief. Come on, man.
But yeah, moving right along to what pays the bills. Yeah, let's move on to what pays the bills. You know, this is what everybody be tuning in for. Angel Reese. Shout out to Met Gala Barbie. Yo, but hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This look is growing on me. Her last year look was cool. This year's look is I like more color, so I'm not really into the black. But I ain't gonna lie, Angel killed this shit. Like, she looks good. But the reason why I want to talk about Met Gala Barbie is because Angel don't get credit when she start these trends. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think she was the only WNBA player that went last year. And this year, I think they had about 10 or 12 WNBA players at Met Gala. You muted, coach. You muted.
Yeah, WNBA players, NFL players. There was a couple of NBA players. I know it was
but they came before. Like even last year, I know Dwayne Wade was there last. So it's been NBA players before.
I don't pay attention.
I don't know about NFL. I don't know. Yeah. I'm pretty sure
there was a lot of pictures with Jalen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because again, if you want a mainstream league, right? I'm pretty sure it was NFL players in before. WNBA players, I think she was the only one that went last year, but this year Jonquel Jones was there. But again, I'm happy they was there. I'm not saying as a knock to anybody, but I'm saying that, hey, this is just something else that, you know, the media was big on when she went last year because, you know, players don't do that, right? Players don't leave just before. It was preseason games, but still, players don't leave. Right. And then also it's her birthday. So shout out to her.
You know that post people put up when it's a hurricane down in Florida said Mark safe. That's what I posted. That's what I posted the other day. Mark safe from Met Gala. Like that's something that I don't.
Yeah, I feel you. And I'm kind of the same way too. That's not really my specialty. I'm not into. But
yeah, I'm like pass.
but again, I wanted to point it out because, like I said, it's a big deal, right? It's a big deal in the fashion world, and this is again one of Angel's something else that she's into, right? And I think that's dope because again, we might look at it as not a big deal right now and not appreciate it right now, but I think the thing that we missing is the trailblazing. I said this before in a few lives ago, like maybe a month ago. Sometimes you miss when a player does something in real time and then you look back. Put it to you like this. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Who's a superstar? Coach, who would you say is a superstar in the movie world? Female, woman superstar in the movie world.
In the movie world?
Yeah, like anybody, any name in a movie where who's like a big time of any generation. Don't have to be right now. Who's a big?
Angelina Jolie, Keke Palmer.
All right,
now.
Right there. Let's stop right there. Angelina Jolie. How many people you think know Angelina Jolie around the world? A lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
she's her visibility is. Could you imagine if Angelina Jolie shot? What was one of her more popular movies? Would she the one with her what is it, Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Wanted.
Let's say she shot Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and that just came out this summer. Oh, and she's a WNBA player, and then she's playing for the fucking Liberty, right? Just imagine what that would do for the league, right? Somebody of this stature, just a superstar in the world. You get what I'm saying? The visibility that she would bring to the W. Oh, Angel Jolie. Oh, yeah. Don't she play for that team, the Liberty? That's what Angel Reese is doing right now. But a lot of people don't realize it because just like how you said, Coach, you're not in the Met Gala. I'm not into it either. But it's a lot of people that's not into the WNBA that's into the Met Gala.
Fact.
And they like, oh, don't she play for that team, the Chicago Sky? Just how you said that. Just how you said with that Chicago, that interview Kennedy Carter did. Yeah. Remember that guy was like, oh yeah, you play on that team with Angel Reese, right? He knows who Angel Reese is. So anything she does outside of the W sheds lights on the W.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So that's why I said
that's
why I said everything she does, because I'm with you. I'm not into the Met Gala either. But anything she does outside of basketball, people don't realize is just funneling what they say about Caitlin Clark. All ships raise all tides.
Yeah,
this is
rising tide raise all boats.
There you go. And this is basically what she's doing because Angel Reese is a superstar outside of basketball, right? In the world, she's one of those Angelina Jolie figures. You get what I'm saying? So
she's to the point where if you ask somebody who doesn't follow basketball,
they're gonna know Angel.
They'll know the name.
But that's my point. The more and more she touched different things, right? She has a podcast.
Right. 100%.
She's at the Met Gala. Let's just say she decides to star in a movie in a few years, right? And then I just saw Sinners, by the way. Sinners was amazing. I don't know if y'all saw that, but go see that. If you haven't seen it, go see it. You'll love it.
Go see it again. I just get my
go love it.
The matinee. I wasn't gonna pay $25. They bugged me.
heard you. But Sinners was definitely good, a good movie. I say that because that's something I could have saw her in if she could have played a role in that. But that's just my point. So that's why I'm shedding light on her this is more like what Coach Staley said about Asia. Yeah, she won a natty, but she's winning that life. Right now, what Angel is doing is probably not getting appreciated because look, perfect example on even your understanding from making YouTube content. If you want to I guess it's a gem for people who thinking about creating a page. If you want to have a successful page, you got to find your niche. You can't talk about everything because you're going to lose people. You're going to have certain people that's into one thing. If you talk about too many things, people are going to lose people because they might be here for that one thing, but they don't care about this thing. And that's kind of what Angel is doing, right? The people who care about her, about the WNBA, care about the basketball portion, but you might not really watch the podcast that much. You might not care about the Met Gala stuff that much. You know what I mean? The people, you want to know people who love her? People we don't care about, people who do the makeup and stuff like that, the tour reviews online.
Absolutely.
She got a huge fan base with them. You get what I'm saying? So that's my point. She touched so many different genres that right now, if you're a fan of her for one thing, you don't even appreciate everything she's doing. But it's certain people who might see it on a larger scale. It's like, okay, this is what she's doing. She became it shows you, first of all, we got to give, I know a little bit about her story. So I'm gonna say this and then we can wrap it up. Her I forget the manager's name. She got a manager. She's well known. She's talked about this manager hundreds of times. She became this star when so a lot of people don't know. Some people know she got injured, right? And when she was in Maryland.
She was in Maryland, yeah.
So when she had that injury, her injury was so bad. That's the time, Coach, because you say a lot, and some people feel this way. You know, she might get so big where she don't care about the basketball side of things. She might just be a celebrity. That's the time that she was actually debating that when she got hurt. And what happened was her and that manager, I forget the manager name. Her and that manager was communicating, and that manager said, "You know what? I'm gonna give you a second career, just in case you don't want to do the basketball anymore." And that's the time, because at that time she was dating somebody, she was dating an athlete, and she was saying that she might just, just become a wife, and be a basketball, football wife, whatever it is. I don't know what who the athlete was or whatever. And she was debating whether she even want to continue, and she made the decision to continue and come back and fight. This is before the national championships and all that, right? So she I don't know if this, because she had two. A lot of people don't know that. So I don't know if this was after the first injury or the second one. So that she was debating it. So I can't say that. But she came back, she got healthy, and she decided she wanted to play. But now she started to have two careers, and she started to build. That's how she was able to be one of the highest paid NIL players in college, because her and her business partner, I forget her name. I wish I had her name. They hustled, and she said it herself. She said people was telling her she wasn't gonna make 1,000 or whatever number she said. I forgot what it was, and she ended up making. She said that whatever number, like whatever huge number she ended up making or whatever. And then you see it still growing today. Even now she's in a W, and now it's even bigger. And that's how she became this celebrity off the court as well. And then one of the biggest things she did, is why I even started telling the story. One of the biggest things she did was she decided to just take a acting role, or just a role in the video. And when it was like Lotto's video or somebody, and that's how she was able to meet Lotto, and then Meg Thee Stallion, and at the Met Gala she was sitting there.
What you know is who you know.
At the Met Gala, she
was also name dropped by Cardi B in the video.
Right. So now at the Cardi B, there you go. So now at the Met Gala, she's sitting there with Meg Thee Stallion. She's sitting there with Doechii. And these, you know what I mean? These people, these huge figures in this other world now, they all friends now because of the decision she made in NIL growing up, and deciding that, hey, I'm gonna do this video, right? She don't know these hip hop. There's a whole nother world. And now she like to Mika's point, she met Cardi B now. Now she meets Meg Thee Stallion. Now she meets Lotto. And now they all great friends because personalities, they match. You know what I mean? And they get to know each other. But my point in saying all of that is, that's where it all started for Angel Reese. And now we starting to see her as a pro. And I wouldn't even say the finished product, right? We just see it. We just see the motion happening. We see it in motion, and a lot of people can't appreciate it fully until after it's done. So we look back and say, "Wow, like she did a lot." And it's like,
you got social media on lock. That's for damn sure.
Got it on lock. So, yeah, man.
All right, Brooklyn. I got to get up out of here, bro.
Hey, man, you already I always appreciate you. Shout out to Coach, man. Listen, drop one of my moderators, please drop Coach's channel in the chat, please. Everybody go subscribe and like his channel. You know what I'm saying? Mikachu, we need you, man. What's going on? I already gave you the name. You know what I mean, on point with Mikachu. What you think, Coach?
Sound good to me.
She used to play ball. He was a point guard.
Oh, play on word.
I mean, on point with Mikachu. Come on now.
You got skills, mate. You had handles.
My favorite player was Teaspoon, Allen Iverson, and
AI.
But as a Knicks fan, my favorite player beginning was John Starks, so it's more point guard.
You seen John? Never got his just dessert. Starks never got his.
And he freaking workhorse, so you know I have bad love for workhorse type players, people who get it out the mud.
Yep. Starks was nasty too.
Yep.
If Patrick could have just made that damn dunk at the end.
Why the layup, bro? He was right there.
Oh, Patrick, if you could just dunk it, bro.
Should have dunked that shit.
Copy.
Yeah. But all right, Brooklyn, I'm gonna get up out of here, brother.
All right, brother.
All right, make it true.
I just posted your link in the chat. Everybody go click that link, man. Subscribe to my brother Profan Talk.
Almost at 7,000, man. I'm almost there.
Yeah, he's gonna. I don't know if you want. I don't know in this chat if you prefer the Profan Talk channel or the Profan Hoops, but
the Profan Hoops ain't ready yet. He can't walk yet.
Okay, so everybody go subscribe.
Walk on his own, then we'll be with the Profan Hoops.
Got you. Everybody subscribe to this channel. He's gonna give you WNBA talk. He's gonna give you football talk. He's gonna give you a different perspective that is needed in these spaces. So shout out to Coach. Hey, Coach, I appreciate you, my brother.
You got it, brother. Back at you.
So you got any last words, Mika, before we get up out of here?
Nah, I'm good.
Facts. I think this is a good look on Angel. Oh shit, her nipples hot. I think there's a good look on Angel.
She always serving.
That's a fact.
That's what I like about her personality wise. You know, she always stay on point with it. I just can't, I'm a little bit older, so I just can't get with the antics all the time, but I like it.
Yeah. Feel you. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat that came through the support. I appreciate I had about 4 people become members today. CJ, Gamble, Big Girl. I feel like it was somebody else I'm missing. Shout out to anybody who sent the super chat. I think Paige sent me a super chat. Let me see. I got it right here. Oh, Brian Allen Hines. Brian Allen Hines sent me a super chat. Appreciate you, big bro. Shout out to ADP and Brian Allen Hines for being members of the channel. Bear with me. I'm gonna be creating stuff soon for you guys. I'm creating a Discord soon. Yeah, man. I like this show. 2 hours and 10 minutes, man. Yeah, I mean, I'll be trying to cut down sometimes, man. Like I like the little 2 hour shows. You know what I mean? Nice to the point. Yeah. Able to relax, get up and go to work. Cause we working people, Mikachu. You already know. We and then the city work you. You got to put in work when you work for the city, Mikachu.
I had to shut my phone. Well, I kept my phone with me, but I had to go get something to eat.
Yeah, man. I be missing lunch sometimes.
Word. I'm like, y'all not gonna work around. I gotta get something to eat.
That's a fact. Hey, Mikachu, I appreciate you. Always appreciate you on the show. Giving a unique perspective. And I think that's needed. So, I always appreciate what you bring to the show. Can't wait for you to start because I want to, I feel as though with my show, I'm a Chicago Sky fan, but I'm trying to be more balanced and talk about other teams. I talk about the Chicago Sky a lot. So I'm looking forward to when you start your shows and maybe it'd be a little bit more Liberty talk. You know what I mean? Maybe it'd be a little bit more talk so that, we could have different conversations, more diverse conversations based around women's basketball. So I'm looking forward to you creating that show. And like I said, I still got to help you out, right? I still got to tell you, it's basic stuff, like certain basic stuff to get cheap budget stuff that my brother K-Sap helped me out with so I could pass on the knowledge. So hopefully you get, your stuff up and running soon. Because they need you in these streets, Mika.
Because my thought process right now, I'm a season ticket holder, so I'm like thinking like mad different scenarios right now. So I'm trying to be a little bit more tactical with mine.
Yeah, and then that's gonna be good because the fact that you're a season ticket holder, you're gonna be seeing the games live, right? You're not gonna be judging what happens on TV. You're gonna be able, and then who knows, going to games, you never know who you bump into, taking pictures with, stuff like that. So who knows, you might be able to, get a contact from and things of that nature too. So yeah, that'd definitely be dope. But listen, I appreciate everybody who support the channel. I hope that, you know, y'all appreciate what I bring. You know what I mean? I try to bring my, you know, some good energy. I try to bring some good topics. You know what I mean? I try to bring you know, a perspective that you guys appreciate. So, you know, see, Chase says she has that classic Great Gatsby look. I heard you. So hey man, shout out to you guys. If you didn't like it, please like the channel. Need that. I need that for the algorithm purposes. Please like the channel and subscribe. If this your first time coming across me, definitely subscribe. Holler at me in the comments. You already know I'm gonna holler back. Tell me what you think of these topics we touched on today. Tell me you guys' opinion. You know what I mean? We touched on some controversial topics today. You know what I mean? Some fun topics today. So, you know, tell me what you guys think in the comments. With that said, I'm going to holler at you guys. See you on the next one. Everybody have a blessed night.